Good morning, grade 5. I hope you're excited about today's social studies lesson. Today we will learn about climate. Did you know that different regions of the world have different seasons and temperatures? Well, this is because of the diversity in world climate. Before we start, let's set some goals, which we should be able to achieve by the end of this lesson. First, by the end of the lesson, we should be able to describe the 7 ways in which climate affects our lives. We should also be able to identify the climatic regions. Additionally, we should be able to list 4 factors that influence climate and identify the climatic region where Pakistan is located.
What is climate change? When we use a car, the engine makes a gas called CO2. The CO2 comes out of the exhaust pipe and floats up into the air. Because lots of people use cars, lots of CO2 is going up into the air. When we leave the TV or the lights on, that uses electricity. Electricity comes from a power station, and that makes lots of CO2. Aeroplanes make even more CO2 than cars. There is so much CO2 in the air that it's covering us like a big blanket.
This blanket of CO2 can make the air too hot.
This is called climate change. Sometimes the heat causes drought, when there's not enough rain and all the plants die. Sometimes the hot air makes great big storms called cyclones. Storms make big waves that smash up coral reefs.
The heat can warm up the sea, causing the corals to lose their colour and die, and the fish to go away.
How can we protect animals, plants and beautiful places like the Great Barrier Reef? Let's go back to the start. There are lots of things we can do to make less CO2. We can cycle or walk to places instead of going in the car. We can make sure we switch off the TV and lights when we're not in the room. We can travel by bus instead of flying. If we make less CO2, we can help make the Great Barrier Reef a safe and happy home for all the animals and plants.
You must have heard the term weather as well. And you must be wondering, what is the difference between weather and climate if both have to do with temperature? Well, let's look at it this way. Weather is the day-to-day temperature. It is the day-to-day conditions of heat and cold, cloudiness, dryness, rain, humidity. Whereas climate is the weather condition in an area over a long period of time. Even though the weather for the day within 24 hours can affect our life, the effect of climate on our lives is longer and a lot stronger. What clothes would you wear in June in Lahore City versus what clothes would you wear at the Arctic during the winter? Your decisions here would be based on the climate of these areas. Climate also helps us enjoy a variety of food items to eat. For instance, in warm, wet tropical areas of the world, rice is grown, whereas in mild climates, wheat is grown. Here is a map of the world's climatic zones. Can you please help me read this map? I'm interested to know about the green areas on the map. Are they cool or are they dry? How about we take a look at the key on the lower left corner of this page and find out more about the green areas? Oh, it is both cool and dry. The Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle are one of the prominent latitudes of the world. Please refer back to the last slide and find the climate around these latitudes. Now that we have seen the map of the climatic zones of the world, we can guess a lot about the climate of Pakistan. The hottest month in Pakistan is usually June. However, there are some places that have severe winters due to very tall mountains. And then there are some places that are very hot due to flat land surfaces. Here is an average temperature chart of the temperatures and climate across Pakistan. In the month of January, Murree has an average temperature of 3.7, whereas Karachi has an average temperature of 18.1. What could be the reason? Do you think it's the hills in Murree or the mountains? Perhaps they make the weather more cool? But why does climate feel the way it does? Could it be the amount of rainfall that cools down a hot sunny day? Or could it be the direction and frequency of the wind that makes the weather pleasant? Or perhaps the amount of water vapor, known as humidity in the air, that can make it a sticky monsoon atmosphere? But why does climate matter at all to us? Our food chain and survival depends on the stability of climate. When the climate of a region or the world rapidly changes, climate change takes place. Unfortunately, due to eco-unfriendly activities that pollute and hurt the planet, carbon dioxide levels are increasing across the world. One of the main reasons being fossil fuels being burned. Greenhouse gases keep the planet from freezing. Greenhouse gases make it possible for us to be alive. These gases also allow sunlight to reach the Earth's surface as heat. The trapping of this heat inside the atmosphere is called greenhouse effect.
Hello friends, today we'll learn about greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect was first proposed by a French scholar, Joseph Fourier, in 1824. The greenhouse effect is a warming of Earth's surface and the air above it. It is originated by gases in the air which trap energy from the sun. These gases are called the greenhouse gases. These are carbon dioxide, methane, fluorinated gases, nitrous oxide, water vapor, and ozone. Without the greenhouse effect, Earth would be too cold for life to exist. It would be a solid ball of rock and ice. Scientists say that without the greenhouse effect, the average temperature of the Earth would drop from 14 degrees Celsius, or 57 degrees Fahrenheit, to as low as minus 18 degrees Celsius, or minus 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see how the greenhouse effect works. Sun rays enters the Earth's atmosphere, passing through the layer of greenhouse gases. The Earth's surface consumes the energy from the sun. This energy is sent back into the atmosphere. Some part of this energy passes back into space, but most of it remains trapped in the atmosphere by the greenhouse gases, causing our world to get necessary heat. So, natural process and balance of energy and heat in the environment was properly maintained. However, this process has been stopped because of pollution, cutting trees, and burning fuels. All of these human activities add extra greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. As the level of these gases rises, so does the temperature of the Earth. The rise of Earth's average temperature caused by human activity is called global warming. If the atmosphere causes too much greenhouse effect, Earth just gets warmer and warmer. Too much of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the air are making the greenhouse effect stronger day by day and causing global warming. Let's see some of the ways to reduce these harmful greenhouse gases. We should always reduce, reuse, recycle. By recycling half of our household wastes, we can save about 2,500 pounds of carbon dioxide annually. We should buy energy-efficient products that use far less energy than standard products. Plant a tree because they absorb carbon dioxide and give off oxygen. We should use less heat and air conditioning. Always drive less and drive smart to avoid pollution. Now, you know a lot about greenhouse effect. Please drop a like, leave a comment, share the videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.
Here's a little assignment for you to test your knowledge.